Welcome in. It is Big Ten Today on a Tuesday. Great to have you with us. I'm Dave Revson. We're into the month of August, a month which includes a Big Ten football game. Remember, USC plays in week 0 against San Jose State, kicking off a schedule that does not include Notre Dame this year, though the two schools made an announcement this week about the future of that rivalry. That is our big story, as Notre Dame and USC formally announced yesterday they'll resume their series in 2030. It'll be the season opener that year and the following year, part of a 4-year deal overall. Historically, this game's been played either mid-season in South Bend or at the end of the season in LA, but USC wanted to move the game earlier in the season so that it lines up more with the schedules of their conference foes. Two schools have played 96 times. They took a break during World War II. Then they didn't play in the COVID season of 2020. Other than that, it's been an annual battle, both incredibly storied programs, 22 national titles, 16 Heisman winners between them. The Irish had been scheduled to play Indiana in 2030 and 31, but IU chose to cancel those games, freeing up a spot for Notre Dame to renew the rivalry with the Trojans. Our football training camp tour kicks off with a preview of USC Thursday, 6 Eastern on the Big Ten Network. Stop one of 18 as we get you ready for the upcoming season. Big news out of Seattle last week as the University of Washington announced that our Big Ten Network colleague Elise Woodward will be their new football radio play-by-play voice starting this season. Woodward, a former basketball player at the school, she's been the sideline reporter for football for more than 20 years, but does a ton of play-by-play for other sports on our network and others. She's the first female to hold that primary play-by-play voice for any FBS school. And Elise Woodward joins us now for our big interview. And Elise, I want to get to the team in a minute, but first of all, congratulations. This is a well-deserved honor and new assignment for you. What was your reaction when you found out that you had gotten the job?
Well, I was just elated. This is my alma mater. I played basketball here. I covered the team before taking over as sideline reporter. I'm kind of one of those fossil people. I've been around a long time. So I was there to cover the Rose Bowl back in the day with Marcus Tuiasosopo and Drew Brees when the Huskies beat Purdue. And then I took over as a sideline reporter a short time after that. I've kind of taken time on the sideline. I know exactly how long I was a sideline reporter because when I was interviewing for the job, I was pregnant with my first son who just graduated from UW. So it's just a thrill and an honor for me to be able to, get out of the rain down there. It's Seattle. There's a lot of rain in the winter. There's a lot of weather. And the Big Ten didn't help me in that, where, going to Wisconsin and having snow like directly into my face. So I'm going to get a space heater, and I'm going to really enjoy the new role up in the booth, Dave.
That is outstanding. How'd you find out you'd gotten it?
I got a call from the boss, and we had worked out some things, and so I knew it was coming as long as, everything worked out, and it did. And, I still am pinching myself. This is a dream come true for me to be able to follow two guys that I respect so much. Tony Castricone had been there for the last 9 years. He left to take over the job with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And then Bob Rondo, who was in the booth for 37 years. He retired 9 years ago. I can't believe it's already been 9 years, but he's a good friend of mine. He's a mentor. They're both just fantastic at their craft. So big shoes to fill. And, I hope that I can do the job justice.
Well, coincidentally, we've got another female play-by-play trailblazer in the studio today, and Lisa Byington. She's showing the Lisa Byington Award winner around for this year and watching the show today. And one of the things I've talked a lot about with Lisa through the years is that she has said she doesn't want female play-by-play people to become the exception. She wants it to become something where, hey, this is just kind of what it is. And as I mentioned, you're the first to do this at the FBS level as the primary radio play-by-play voice for a team. At what point did this become a goal for you?
I started out when I first got done at UW as a basketball analyst, but I was a broadcast communications major. So I have hosted a sports talk radio show. I've been a reporter. I have been a host. I've done all the different things. And then I knew that I worked for the Seattle Storm for years and years and years. And I knew, look, I was never a great professional basketball player. I never played professional basketball. So when they start retiring, guess what? If Sue Bird wants my job, I'd give her my job. So it was like, you better transition to what you're really good at. And that is as a broadcaster. So I switched over to, I still do analyst work and I still love it. I still do sideline work. I still do a lot of different things, but I switched over to do play-by-play about 15 years ago and have called just about every sport. And it's been amazing. When I was a kid growing up, I loved all sports. My brother played football at Oregon. He's 6 years older than me. I grew up in Eugene. And, as a little sister trying to keep up, I was always running around, causing problems. My dad, I was an accountant. He would leave me the sports page. He'd be gone before I got up, and he would leave me the sports page open at my breakfast table so that I could read through it every day. So I'm just a sports junkie. I always have been. I love the change of seasons. As a three-sport athlete in high school, I went from soccer to basketball to softball, and then did all three in the spring. So it's just, I love doing the different sports, and football obviously is something that I'm super passionate about. I worked with the team for, like I said, over 2 decades, and that makes the transition a little bit easier because I do have the baseline history and knowledge of the program and everything, where it's not just, taking on a new team, and it's a lot to digest. So I feel good about the fact that at least I've got the great baseline knowledge, with the Apple Cup coming up shortly.
Well, I know you'll knock it out of the park. I've followed your career for quite a while and admired you from afar. So congratulations. Really fired up for you.
Thank you, Dave.
Now let's talk about the team. Talk about the team you're going to be covering. They went 9-4 last year. I think you look at them on paper, and to me, there's certainly the potential for them to be a college football playoff team. What do you think needs to happen for that to occur?
I think Damon Williams has to take that next step. He showed flashes of brilliance last year. He's one of the best athletes in college football. And I think for opposing defensive coordinators, he's really difficult to game plan against because he can spin at 69% completion rate last year. He hits his targets. He moves the chains. He's able to do a lot of things. And then when something breaks down, he has the ability to make plays on his own, which defensive coordinators can't plan for. He is a guy with his, the creativity and the body control, and he's a tough guy. I mean, he sheds tacklers and he'll lower his shoulder. And for me on the sideline, those pads will pop. I'm like, God, Damon, come on, man, stay healthy. And he pops right up. He'll deliver blows. So that part makes me a little bit nervous. That to keep him healthy is a big deal because we all know when the starting quarterback doesn't remain healthy that everything changes. And you can't replace a guy like him. So I think him staying healthy, him taking the next step. He was phenomenal in 9 of the games. In 4 games against really top 25 opponents, the numbers went down. So the next challenge for him, he was just a sophomore last year, a true sophomore. He just turned 20 years old in the offseason. So he's a guy that is young. He's a really hard worker. We all know in the offseason, and he's addressed it, that he, had people coming after him that were going to pay him more money than he was getting at Washington. And he has settled down. And I think for him, it was, a moment for him to really reflect on what kind of leader he wants to be. And from all accounts and talking to everybody, he has taken a next step as a leader to, be the leader of men, which is what is required as a quarterback. And everything right now, it sounds like, they are ready to rock here in year 3 of Jedd Fisch.
The question I have is at the skill positions, just because of how good Denzel Boston was, and obviously had a great running back in Jonah Coleman. You got Jordan Washington injured at running back, so that's a little bit of an issue. Desmond Roebuck coming back, certainly he's a known commodity, but how well equipped do you think they are to replace those 2 superstars in Boston and Coleman?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a big question because Denzel Boston was 6'4", and a lot of times it was, 3rd down and 8. We went from Rome Odunze out on the edge to then, a great NFL prospect to then Denzel Boston, who's 6'4", and he could just throw it up on fade routes when he got in trouble or, near the end zone. And that was really effective for Washington. So they don't have a 6'4" NFL first round, second round draft pick guy that's on their roster, as most people don't. But you mentioned Desmond Roebuck. This guy is a dude. He's smaller. He's about 5'11", 6 feet. And they moved him from the outside into the slot this year. He's tough as heck. He's got great hands. He says he's looking forward to the challenge of getting in the middle of the defense. And, he can take hits from linebackers. He is not afraid of any contact. So that, I think, is a guy that they're going to lean on heavily as they bring some of the other guys along. They lost Jonah Coleman, their number one running back, who's in the NFL. Adam Muhammad transferred to Cal. So they've got a lot of questions in the skill position. They start practice on Thursday, and that's, of course, what everybody is going to have their eyes on, of who is going to emerge, who is going to take over those reins. I know Jaden Lamar, who's a local kid that was down at Oregon for the past 3 seasons. He was not healthy all spring. He had an ankle injury that he was recovering from. He's a guy that's a veteran that, had averaged 5.7 yards per carry with Oregon last season. So he's a guy, I think, that if healthy, he'll be the guy that could be the cowbell for the running back room.
Elise, last question for you. Ryan Walters did such a nice job with the defense in year one as the defensive coordinator last year. What do you see as the biggest question mark on that D as they look to even improve on some of those very impressive numbers this year?
I think that last year, Ryan Walters did a phenomenal job. I mean, it was to see from year 1 to year 2 with him taking over the spot as DCO, he made a massive difference. They're really good in coverage. They made you throw underneath. The one question for them as they continue to improve as a defense is their pressure. Last year, they were 13th in the Big Ten in sacks. They only had 24 for the entire season. So I know for them, they want to be able to just rush for and get to the quarterback. They need more pressure on the edge. And they've got a veteran in Jacob Lane out there on the edge who they expect big things from. Alinius Davis, big number 90 in the middle. He's a guy that they'd love to get pressure up the middle. But I think for this defense to take the next step, and they were very good. They were a top 25 defense last year. They're very solid. But you want to make those explosive plays. They want to create more turnovers. They need more sacks to do that, and more pressure. So that, I think, is the one thing for them of how do they generate pressure without having to blitz.
Elise Woodward, no pressure on you this year. Just excitement. What a great opportunity this is going to be, and cannot wait to hear your call. And as you said, couldn't be a bigger game for the opener. You get the Apple Cup right off the bat.
There's no sliding into it. There's no warm-up game. This is, I know as somebody that, played in the Apple Cup on the hardwood and has, been this for a long time. It's weird when it's about 80 degrees outside. It's not Thanksgiving week, but it's still the rivalry week, and everybody in this state cares about it and has their eyes on it. So it's going to be a blast.
Well, Elise, I know it's going to be a little different without the sleet blowing into your eyes this year, but try to make the best of it. Again, congratulations, and thanks so much for giving us some of your time here today.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thanks so much, Dave.